This is something that really blew my mind away, and it will be hard for you to understand and comprehend it. Your programming will force you to disagree with this, but just play along. Every single thing that experienced in reality is a cause and an effect. Every end result that you don't like had a cause to make that happen. If every illness you are experiencing, it just didn't pop out of nowhere, there was a cause that created the illness. A lot of illnesses are caused by the behavior patterns that you have within your genealogy. So that's why your DNA um, can pass on diseases or gene cells that have the potential to cause cancer, for example. These are only behavior and beliefs. When you see a belief or a behavior pattern within your family tree, they will raise you to do exactly what they did, and so you will get the same cancers or variations of cancers as your heritage has. The key is to change the cause. Look at the pollution that we're creating. We're going to be creating an awful lot of illness, but we can see the cause is this oil spill. Now we can cure or fix all of these problems, and then we fix ourselves. This guy Vernon Wolf, that I'm a fan of his science, not necessarily joining his group, but he has been curing cancer, AIDS, mental illnesses, addictions, everything by looking at what's causing it. And if you cure the cause, you cure the disease. That's the hardest part that we're not recognizing. We think once we get an illness, once we think we get an injury, it's permanent. It's not permanent. There was a cause, and you have to sort of look at your own programming, look at your own behaviors, look at your own beliefs that are creating the cause to your illness. And once you make a shift in that, you cure whatever is creating your illness. Now, said pretty openly that I am on this welfare system. Yeah, a lot is dealing with a lot of abuse. Kind of lost my mind because it was like, I'm not going to trust myself. I'm pretty smart. I did everything that was asked of me. I followed everybody's advice, and yet the abuse still continued. Not only that, it increased. The more advice I followed from the professionals, the more I was experiencing abuse. And so in the reality that I experienced, where I went wrong is I didn't trust myself from the very beginning. I listened to all of the professionals and I trusted them. I trusted there was a justice system, only to find out there was no justice. And if I wanted to create my own reality, if I wanted to, win at this game, then all I had to do was be as corrupt as they were, and then I wouldn't have experienced the same things that I have experienced. And I'm kind of really against not playing the same game as they are, so that's landed me on this system. I'm not about to play this game where be as greedy as possible, take advantage of anybody, be as corrupt as possible, and you'll win the game. That's kind of what this Illuminati wants. This is kind of what the government is kind of encouraging. If you want to win at this game, be corrupt. Those who don't want to be corrupt are going to be the ones that are losing. And I'm really impressed with humanity as I watch our whole economic system crash, because that means the more majority of people are refusing to be as corrupt as the upper class. The upper class is just corrupt. They, it's beat you down, and they have this mentality: be the fighter, be the stronger one, fight, fight, fight. And those of us who are being affected by their causes, we're refusing to fight. We'd rather live in a peaceful world. We'd rather treat each other with respect. And as long as you have that mentality, you're gonna lose. But I don't, I refuse to fight that game, and I'm hoping everyone else refuses to fight that game. And the more of us that are supporting of each other and wanting to do what is right, we will ultimately win. If you're religious, they say, well, God will show up. And it's like we are the gods. Together we can make a miracle happen and shift this whole system. But we have to get rid of everything that we believe to be true right now. All of the belief systems is in our programming, it's in our heritage, it's in our governments, it's everywhere. When you look at a government system not being accountable and responsible, just look at the people. How many of us are accountable and responsible? We want somebody else to control us, yet are we controlling our own lives? That what's out in the outer world is the same thing that's happening within our world. You are not being responsible and accountable, so our governments are going to reflect that you don't want to be. A majority of what the government systems are doing is paying attention to how you earn your living. So they're going to represent the corporate world because they're the ones that are generating the income for you to work for so you can earn your living. Instead of looking at the social aspects of governing us, we've looked at the economic ways of controlling us. And we kind of wanted that. When you want to buy something cheap, guess what? It's going to be made in a different country where they're so much in poverty, they'll work for nothing to make a product so you can buy it cheaper at Walmart. So, are you responsible and accountable to even pay for services that they're worth? And how many people are actually have businesses that are overpricing? We have the PMX is one of them. I'm doing his exercise, but I'm kind of against what he's doing. The prices are so outrageous, and the guy's after so much money, yet he can earn his wealth by lowering his prices and being it more available to everybody that can afford it. But he's only targeting people that can't afford it, so only the rich, again, can get into good health. But there's always ways of beating the system. I've got a free copy of it. Ask your friends. There is a way of not paying for things if we are supporting of each other and doing things that are right. But all aspects of our reality, if we can look at it from a perspective that there's a cause that creates everything, and if we look at the causes and cure the causes, we can create a completely different reality. But again, don't be angry in your experience because you'll never see it. You'll be so focused on the problem, the end result of it, that you won't be able to listen to your intuition of what is right and wrong. You really need to change your programming. What is it you want to believe? Do you want to believe you have no power? Then so it shall be. If you want to believe you have all of the power, then it will reflect in your outer world. So change the causes and we'll change our experiences. Peace out.